one's on the Rimmler.
Open.
Can't be. Well, don't throw them away because they're not too hard to fix.
I think this meter's still good.
It probably is. Why wouldn't it be?
Because it was turned upside down, it got hit.
Well, the glass broke?
No, it's not broke. It don't do nothing.
You faded out on me. I don't hear you.
I said it did not break, but that doesn't mean anything. Over.
Well, shake it back and forth. The meter moves easy. It's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't move that easy.
Well, it won't move too much. I mean, it should move. Anyway.
QSY.
You want to buy some boat anchors?
Aaron's in there, I think.
I don't hear him.
I'm waiting for my GPS to lock in. I can tell I'm off frequency.
Yeah. My satellite thing says you're about 4 hertz off frequency downhill.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually. I just turned the power on.
Reach over and give it a hit with a hammer. It'll cough in. Sounds good to me. Don't worry about it. You need to go back to the days of the homemade 1296 systems.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if the light's still blinking. K6USY.
Okay, right, A6S.
KM6SR. Good evening, Bill and Mike and Aaron. Guys are talking audio tonight, huh?
I guess he's tearing up a 1920-something radio that I'd like to have, but when it showed up, the front panel was broke. How you doing there, Rob?
Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, have you ever heard of Nuts and Bolts magazine? Over.
Yeah, but I can't remember where I saw the thing. I got plenty of nuts and bolts laying around here.
Yeah, that's Nuts and Bolts, as in Z for Victor. But, yeah, I first saw it out there at Hamvention when I went, about 3 or 4 years ago. And they sent me a offer for a book that maybe you'd be interested in, too. It's called Restoring Vintage Audio Electronics by Byron P. Bergeron.
And I'm back.
Well, I think we've figured out how to do them pretty good there, Rob.
Yeah, but for us neophytes, this is a good reference. So anyway, it looks interesting. Haven't got into it yet, but just got it today.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Something for you to study. That'd be great. I got so many books here. If you need anything, holler. I got rows of them, and I don't know what to do with them.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And I hear Aaron in there now. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I had to go reset my Leo Bodner board. It didn't want to get a GPS lock, but now I'm on frequency. K6USY.
You mean that thing's not infallible?
Well, sometimes it wants to take a minute, and I just turned the power on. Most of the time, the radio's been on 5-10 minutes before, I start transmitting on here, and that gives it enough time. But I had to go in there and reboot it real quick, and it popped right up. So, well, maybe the satellites fell out of the sky.
Yeah, or there's too many up there, and it got blocked by another one.
Either out of the Iranians shot it down.
Well, maybe Doge laid them off.
No comments on the Doge thing, I guess, but I hear a fearless leader there.
The Shadow, he knows.
Well, I don't know about the fearless, but I'm here.
Hello, Mikey, AA6S in the group.
Good evening, Mike, or Mikey, KM6SR, 432 in the group.
I gotcha. I hear you guys here in here early tonight. Anyway, good evening. I'm ready to go here, sort of. I'm pointed down toward KB6RQU. We might have Rick in here tonight. He seems to be more excited about working us on 432 than he does on 2 meters there. So, anyway, I hear Aaron. Good evening, Aaron. Do you have your cohort with you? I assume 1100 sitting in the background there somewhere. Good evening to you, Bill. Good to have you back. I'm sorry we had to put up with your absence while you were sick. That was not nice of you.
Well, I finally took the wife down. They checked her out, said she's okay. It's this buddy of mine that's in the medical stuff I talked to in the Bay Area. He said it was flu A is what it is. He said you sneeze, cough, you don't have a fever. Cough your lungs out until you get better. Go ahead.
They call it flu A, huh?
That's what my buddy up in the Bay Area said, and they said basically the same thing here at the medical clinic when I took her down there.
Well, they've gone through the alphabet and started over again, so it's all the way up to through flu Z. WXYZ, and they start over again with flu A, huh? All right. Well, a lot of people have had it. And it is very contagious, it seems like. Seems like it doesn't take very much to get it.
Hey, Mike, you know what A stands for? Maybe that's what they mean.
What A stands for? Stands for a lot of things. Absolute, and other words.
I was leaning towards the posterior area. Anyways, that's all KM6SR.
Yeah.
I got my flu shot yesterday, so I hope they had that in there, although I may have already had that. I remember getting something like that where you couldn't stop coughing there ways back. KM6SR.
It won't help on this.
Well, if I've already had it, maybe I've got natural immunities.
Nah, for the, what is it, this type of, what is it, a virus, and the other thing is a whatever. It's the one that medication and stuff doesn't do anything for. You just got to wear it out.
Yeah, well, at least you won't get it next year. You'll have to wait till another 26 years till A comes around again, huh?
I don't know. My buddy Jeff said his son has had it twice already.
Well, maybe he got flu B a year ahead of time or something, huh? I don't know.
I know, but it sure coughed the heck out of my lungs.
Yeah, I hear it's hard on lungs. I had a friend that got it, and he said, I coughed so hard I broke 2 blood vessels in an eyeball.
I didn't get that bad, but coughed enough I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I thought I might have got a hernia when I was coughing so bad there. I hurt in the chest real bad.
Same thing I had.
Anyway, let's see. I got 800. I got 1079. I got 432. I got 1100. I got 47. Who else do we have in here?
WA6AAJ 727.
Oh, 727's here. Look out for the airlines. They're blaming it on Trump. It's his fault.
Gotta be.
aircraft that crashed in Canada. Oh no, it's because he laid off all those FAA workers. Canadian air controllers. Jesus.
Well, they get about 2 planes a week come in.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I say, what do they get? About 2 planes a week coming into their airport?
Well, this was up in Toronto. It's a big airport, and it was a Delta. And they interviewed the president of Delta Airlines, and he said, no, the people that they laid off didn't have anything to do with anything related to aircraft safety. They were way down the chain somewhere pushing paperwork around. So they were trying to everything they could think of to blame it on Trump, you know. But nobody seemed to remember that we don't train the Canadian aircraft controllers, I don't think, over. I don't think it was their fault anyway. It was just some kind of a weird freak thing that I guess they'll have to interview the pilot to know exactly, or look at the black box. But there was all kinds of conjecture on what actually happened and why it happened, and everybody that was a pilot said, well, we're trained for that. It was pretty nasty conditions, but we're trained for that, and the planes are built for that, and everything should have been there. But luckily it didn't kill anybody. A few people were seriously injured, but it was a very big aircraft disaster averted by luck or skill. Somehow we got the airplane upside down and didn't spill fuel into the fuselage. It was trailing behind them, but it was put out by the snow before it got to them.
Well, at least it broke the wings off and got rid of the fuel.
On one side anyway, huh?
I guess, but luckily they got out of that thing and didn't get roasted.
Yeah, it was a really well done escape. Everybody were on alert. These people were on the spot as soon as the plane stopped. They were already getting people off. So it was pretty amazing, particularly since everybody had to unbuckle upside down.
Like they said, if we'd have been meant to fly, we'd have had wings.
There you go. Every landing's a good landing. They always say, as long as you make it back to the ground and you're not dead, it's a good landing.
Roger on that. I saw a couple of them that were good bad landings, and they're in Alaska when the landing gears on stuff folded up and stuff on some of these P2Vs and stuff. And it wasn't too good.
Well, Mike, think we've given Rick enough chatter to get on there? KB6RQU.
You're going to have to get Aaron to rig up a remote switch so he can turn his radio on from here, Mikey.
Yeah, well, I'm not very good at that, but I know a guy's on frequency can do it.
Yeah, that's what I said. We need to get Aaron to rig something up like that.
We ought to sell remote switches, don't you think? Aaron would go into business making and selling remote switches to turn people's radios on. We need to turn on a couple of those guys in the Bay Area. We only had 30 check-ins yesterday on 2 meters. That's about 15 down from normal.
Yeah, it needs to turn the radio on, set it to the right frequency, and then make alarms go off so people wander into the shack. K6USY.
Well, those are options for the main thing. Mainly the cheapest unit is just one that turns it on with the volume wide open. And then the second version for option 1 is to make it so you have a volume control and it comes on and it turns the volume up and down, up and down, up and down, you know, until they respond. And the third one gets them on the right frequency. Oh, we could go on and on. I think it's a hell of a market there.
I don't think I've ever seen like this, Mikey. I was actually seeing some QSB on your signal there like it was rapid flutter.
Yeah, I hear it on you, too.
Boy, bouncing off the moon or something?
Well, I think there's an aircraft overhead that's giving us multipath.
Boy, it's weird. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I hear it all the time on a lot of signals, but not on you guys. That's normal, not normally on that path to you. Boy, we had a good path in here last night to the LA guys. They were romping in here.
Oh, yeah, that guy over in the desert was like 10 over 9.
Yeah. Well, he's already... excuse me, he's always had a good signal. He's been around for a long time. I haven't worked here for so long I'd forgotten his handle. When I knew K6KMN, he's been down there for a long time. And of course, he's got much better audio than John. We can't seem to get John to either get away from the mic or stop shouting into it, or one or the other. He's hard to copy sometimes because he's talking so loud. But he's probably just excited.
Don't know.
That's KG6USS. That's in the high desert down there also. All right, where is everybody tonight? Come on, guys. K6MYC Bozo Net up and down the San Joaquin Valley looking for coarse gold.
WB6JNC.
Speak of the devil, there's coarse gold right there. Hi, Dane.
Good evening, Mike. K6MYC. WB6JNC 107. Yeah, just returned from Fresno. We dropped off a ball team, dropped off my wife, and picked up my truck.
Okay, you're a little off frequency and very weak on the backside. I must have you in a terrible null, but I didn't get a chance to move it to see if I could bring you up a little bit. What did you say about your wife?
Oh, I said I dropped my wife off in Fresno and picked up my truck. And when I said that, I thought, oh my God, it sounds like a country song.
So they finally fixed your truck, did you? Now you got two working vehicles. Your Mercedes running and the truck is running, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. The truck was a bad injector, a bad fuel injector control module, and a few other little minor things. And like my wife said, you know, when you're dealing with a 22-year-old truck, you better test it.
Where was it? How old was the truck again?
About 22 years.
I think you did okay. You know, injectors aren't good forever. They are mechanical, aren't they? There's something mechanical that squirts in there.
Oh, yeah, but in this case, it turns out the injectors, they don't make them anymore, so the only one you can get are remanufactured.
Anyway, we should have Kerry in here. I know he's got 432. We should have KB6RQU.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox.
There he is. There's Daryl. Good evening, Daryl.
Good evening. You were asking for coarse gold, and here we are.
Yes, you respond better than the Bay Area, I can tell you that. I called for the Bay Area. We only got one check-in. One day we only got one check-in on the whole Bay Area.
Ouch. Oh, well. That's going to happen now and then.
Well, I think they're all watching the wrong news programs or something. They think that I heard James Carville on today. He was talking about the fact that if you look at Real Clear Politics, this is where you should be getting your news. Trump only has a 25% approval rating. So they must be watching that, and they can't figure out why we're all sitting around smiling. Over.
Oh boy, isn't that just like those guys? You know what James Carville can do? He can take a run and jump, but 25%. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I just listened to him, and he's just so full of crap. I couldn't believe it. And he thinks he's smart. He thinks he's got it all figured out. He says, I've run through the numbers, and I came up with the fact that we have an annual budget of $6 trillion. It isn't $6 trillion. It's just a hair under 5, but it varies a little bit. But it ain't 6. And he said all the money they saved on USAID is a fart in a windstorm. Yeah, but they're just getting started. That was just one. Everything's got the same problem. Social Security and Medicare and all that. Every one of them's got massive problems. You ought to heard the stories I got from Frank today. He spent all day trying to get reinstated so he could draw Social Security. He's now 65, and he wanted to start getting his retirement. And it turns out somebody else was taking it already, so they figured out that he'd been fraudulently hit. But it took him a while, and then he had to go. He had a 9 o'clock appointment on a piece of paper they mailed him. He goes there and he waits, and he calls me at 10 o'clock. He says, I'm still waiting. Finally, he goes up to the security guard and says, I got to go back outside. I got to get something to eat. I'm a diabetic, and I got to have something to eat. And the guy said, what's your name? And I'll check and make sure we call you or get you. He says, my name is Reynolds, and I had a 9 o'clock appointment. And the security guard looks him up and says, you don't have a 9 o'clock appointment. You have a 12 o'clock appointment. Frank says, well, this isn't what the paper said that you sent me. Right there on the paper it says 9 a.m. Anyway, he waited till noon, and he finally got in to see him, and they said, well, we can't do anything until you give us your birth certificate to prove to us that you are who you are. So he had to drive all the way back home to get his birth certificate. They should have told him that. He said, why didn't they put that in the paper? Bring in all your papers or whatever they needed. I mean, just talk about a cluster F, man. And if that's the way it is for everybody, I mean, it's pathetic, isn't it? KG6 Charlie Echo Fox in the listing group, K6MYC.
Oh, poor Frank. Jeez Louise. Well, at least he managed to do it. But, yeah, that's not what you just described actually sounds about right. That's our bureaucracy in action.
Kilo 6 Victor Bravo Golf 971.
Yeah, with DEI in the middle. But unfortunately, we got rid of DEI, but there's still a lot of those folks working there. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Mike.
Hi, Dave.
Hello. We're still waiting for KB6RQE, but I'm about to give up on the wait. So, one last call for Rick down there. KB6RQU, we're waiting for you, Rick, like one pig waits for another. K6MYC.
Hi, Daryl.
We're waiting for Kerry. We're waiting for KNOIB. A couple of others here in the Bay Area. I mean, in the Bay Area, in the Fresno area.
Saw Dr. Dan today.
Oh, how's Dr. Dan doing? He's busy as always, right? You went in for your 10 o'clock appointment and saw him about 2:30, right?
Actually, it wasn't that bad. We had a 1:30 and a 2, and we were out of there by, what, 4:30? 3:30. Yeah, so, yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, somebody was doubling. Was that you, Dave?
No, sir.
Somebody said something underneath Daryl. Who was that? Maybe it was Dr. Dan checking in. I don't remember his Bozo number. Does anybody know it?
I don't. He probably remembers it.
972.
He would have to have the ICOM hooked up, and he doesn't. He's running the old 890, Yaesu 890.
Yeah, Dan's 972.
Yeah, 972, right after you there, Dave.
Roger.
Well, what I wanted to tell you guys, he told me the story. I guess the wife busted him with the ham radio in the trailer, and she said, you can't have that in here. And he goes, oh, well, I do.
I'm not following that. Could you give us a little more preface on what you're talking about? Ham radio in the trailer?
Dave knows what I'm talking about. It's just the fact that his wife doesn't like him on the radio. Yeah, he's set up out in he goes out there in his travel trailer and works on his laptop to get his work done. He has to go out somewhere where there's peace and quiet. Well, we went ahead and hooked his radio up out there too, because he figures he can, work on his laptop and talk on the radio. And his wife busted him with the radio hooked up in the trailer. She doesn't like it.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry for Dan. That's too bad when you can't get the wife to understand you have other interests. I'm sure he wasn't ignoring her because of it. Over.
No, that's just it. He'd be out there doing his work anyway. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't even be telling this, but it just upsets me. I don't have an understanding of that.
He couldn't ignore her if he had to.
No, that's right.
Why, is she bigger than he is?
Well, that depends on what you'd consider bigger. Yeah.
Maybe a bigger butt, huh? Okay.
And mouth.
Yeah, there you go. I wasn't going to say it, but Dave did.
Well, anyway, one last call down south or anywhere in the San Joaquin before we go around to Santa Cruz, K6MYC Bozo Net. Anybody else?
Bozo 61.
Well, there he is. By God, we've been waiting for you. You're waiting till the last minute here. Got quite a few people that might be able to hear you there, Rick. Good evening. KB6RQU, Bozo 61, K6MYC. Make a transmission and we'll have other people call you, okay?
All right, very good there. KB6RQU. I looked for you there last night, 8:30, and I didn't hear nothing from anybody there, so we'll try to get in there next Sunday evening in Wednesday, over.
We were on, and there was 3 or 4 of us talking here. I don't know where we were all pointed, but I know I pointed down your way, and we called you. We called W6LAD and Visalia. We called a couple of others. I can't remember who else we called down there. 4 different stations that are down that way. Greg and Visalia also, W6PGP or whatever it's called is. And somebody else. Anyway, I don't know how we missed you, but we were here. Go ahead, Rob. Tell them that we were here.
Roger, Mike. How you doing, Rick? KB6RQU, KM6SRR. Yeah, we even went back at the end of the net to pick up Eddie down there and gave you a call. Shout out again there, over.
Yeah, I didn't hear peep out anybody. Well, maybe I was on the wrong antenna or something there, I don't know, but I won't give up, over.
All right, good. Yep, it happens to the best of us sometimes. I transmitted on the wrong antenna. So has Ben a few times, too. Okay, good to hear you.
So I'm glad you remembered the 8:30 time. In fact, I told the guys, I said, I told Rick that we should look for him at 8:30 when he doesn't have the interference from the LA guys. So we all turned down that way and called you. So I don't know how it went wrong, but we had it. Everybody had it in their mind to work you there. Anyway, go ahead. AHJ, want to say hello to Rick down there?
Yeah, KB6RQU, WA6AAJ. Do you copy, Rick? Over.
WA6AAJ, yeah, good evening, Mike. Yeah, copy KB6RQU, no signal on you, but good, loud, copy everything, over.
Roger that. Yeah, you're Q5 tonight. You got a little bit of QSB for me anyway, but I got your copies. KB6RQU, WA6AAJ.
Very good, Mike. 73.
73, Rick.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, KB6RQU. Good evening, Rick. AA6S just getting over the plague here. 5 and 9 here in Visalia, like always. Very good signal. KB6RQU, AA6S, over.
AA6S, good evening, Bill. Yeah, you got bigger 6 and 7 on this old stingy radio of mine here. I'm surprised you're still hearing anything, actually, but it's still popping right along there.
Sounding good here in Visalia, Rick. No problem. Sounds RQU, a success.
Very good. 73, KB6RQU. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, I think that's it. That's all the guys that can hear you, I think, unless Aaron can copy tonight. Anybody else copying, Rick? All quiet on the Western Front there. We're missing KJ6TYO. We're missing KE6VON. We're missing WA60IB. He could hear you for sure. I don't know where Ken is tonight. He thought he would be here. Anyway, 73's Rick. Thanks very much for coming in, and don't give up on the 8:30 thing. We'll look for you again around 8:30 on Sunday night there. 8:30 plus or minus. You might have to hang around a little bit. Sometimes we're a little late. It might have been 8:45 before we got there last night, for all I remember. I remember looking up at the clock, and it was 8:45 at one point, but we'd already been your way for a little while. So we were kind of there, but it might have been just a couple of minutes after 8:30, Rick, over.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what happened either. About 8:15. And I'm going to need to go out of the radio room here until 9 o'clock. 73, and we'll do it again.
All right, well, 7-3, have a good weekend, and no rain, I guess. It's going to be similar weather. We're getting this kind of hazy cloud, hazy sunlight every day, but it's relatively nice outside. It's not too bad. Good night, Rick. KB6RQU 432, K6MYC. Last call for Bozo Net in the San Joaquin Valley, over. Okay, nothing heard. I'm going to go to Santa Cruz. Here we go.
I'll follow you to Santa Cruz, Mike, a success.
Yeah, Roger.
Hey, Mike, I think Dr. Dan there is Bozo 972. Is that KD6 OJD?
Yeah. Now, we got it. Dave remembered because they're only one number apart.
Ah, that's a good one. Okay, I wasn't not hearing Dave tonight. I wonder, I got turned a different direction.
Somewhere up in this area, I ought to be pointed toward Santa Cruz. I think I got a 7 showing up on the readout there. KW6 Sugar. I got a menagerie of cats in here this evening. Good evening, guys. How's all my kitties? There's Sparky. Hi, Sparky. Say hello to the guys. Bootsy's here. Sparky's here. Where's Blackie? Anyway, KW6S, K6MYC in the group, over.
K6MYC, KW6S, 610. And good evening to you and Judy and Sparky and Blackie and, I forgot the other one.
That's Abby, but he doesn't come in the house. He's got to stay outside because he doesn't get along with the other folks here.
Oh, okay. Well, does he get along with them okay when they're outside?
Well, they kind of maintain their distances. They don't fight, but they do chase each other from time to time. He's been fighting with somebody. He's got nicks and scrapes and picks and scabs coming off of him all over the place. So he's been fighting with somebody, but I don't think it's our cats because our cats don't do as much damage as somebody else that's been working on him over. He's got his face all chewed up, and he probably won the fight, but he's sure got puncture wounds all over.
Yeah. I've been working on projects here today. I realize there's a 160 contest. I might be able to snag my last 1 or 2 remaining states, and so I've been trying to get my 160 receive antennas working here tonight, and not going quite as quickly as I'd hoped.
Well, you got another couple of days, so you'll be all right. I don't think the contest starts. Well, maybe it starts at 4 o'clock Zulu or 0000 Zulu on Friday, huh?
I think it's really like 2 o'clock on Saturday, 2 p.m. on Saturday local. It's 22Z, and I'm pretty sure it's on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was a 160 contest a couple of weeks ago, but they have multiples. 80, well, was another contest last weekend, this all CW. Ken did pretty good on, he did 80 meters only, and he came in third in the world, so we got a real professional contester up there in Oakley. Anyway, good to hear you. Let's see if you suppose you want to make a call and see if Lee is in there. Lee, I wonder if you're there. AF6 United, and you can call him too, Tom, K6MYC. Tom? Lee? No such luck.
AF6 United, KW6S.
KW6S, KW6S, AA6S.
Boy, I heard my call sign come back, but I'm not hearing who it was.
Went a little bit toward Visalia.
Yeah, that was Bill at number 800, AA6S.
AA6S, KW6S.
Boy, that made a big difference. I could copy before, but now you're, is the chicken vendor treetop call or something to that effect, Tom? Good evening, sounding good down here. KW6S, AA6S, over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I heard you. I heard my call, and that was about it. And I was going to start looking around, but I figured I'd get a hint on who it probably was.
Yeah, QSL. I'll hold it. I know you guys are trying to work some other stuff there. Just want to say good evening to you there, Tom. Sounding good. KW6S, AA6S.
Very good, Bill. Catch you another evening there. AA6S, KW6S. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, anybody else want to say hello to Tom before we move up to the Bay Area? K6MYC. Go ahead, guys. Guess they're not hearing you too well tonight, Tom. But anyway, good evening to you. Thanks much. We'll see you Sunday. And hopefully you'll have a good weekend. Looks like no rain. You did get some sprinkles yesterday, you said, which was unusual. We didn't get any of that, nor is anything scheduled here till well into the next week here. 7-3, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC. Good evening.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, we got a little drizzle for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and that was it. Yeah, I will catch you Sunday night. Hopefully after I get my 2 new states on 160. K6MYC, KW6S. Good night.
Okay, good night, Tom. Bay Area 432, K6MYC, Bozo Net. Anybody?
KB6BA.
KB6BA, Oliver, good evening.
Good evening, Mike, and I heard someone else in the frequency also. Just stayed inside today. Beautiful day. Temperatures are getting up. Will be warmer tomorrow and the next day. That's about it. KB6BA.
Yeah, I think it is going to warm up. It warmed up. Well, it wasn't bad here today. I was out shirt sleeving a little bit all day, or in the latter part of the afternoon anyway, from about 1 o'clock on, 1 to 3:30 I was out. And outside underneath the blue sky, so to speak, which wasn't blue, with the sun coming and going through the haze, which we've had for several days. I'm sure going to be happy when the sky clears up and we get real sunlight again. Although it's charging the batteries, I had 79-80% charge, full charge today, so no complaints there. Anyway, good evening to you, Oliver, and thanks very much for being there. There's probably some others, and so take it and wrap it up on your end if you care to. KB6BA, and then we'll look for others. K6MYC, Bozo Net. somebody has a tone coming on there. Maybe they don't realize that it's you're on FM mode.
Well, Mike.
Yeah, I hear that up here reasonably strong. Anyone else up with the Bozo Net? There's KB6.
You doubled with whoever it was there, Oliver. Not your fault. They're weaker. Who was the other station that called in? K6MYC in the net.
W6PQL.
Okay, W6PQL. Give me a little more chatter and I'll get on you there, Jim. Here, probably not. I'm not quite up your way yet.
You have to come up about 10 degrees to the north if you aim towards San Francisco or just past it a little bit. That's right there. Yeah, that should be the best. That's where I usually hear you the best. Anyway, yeah, you didn't get an answer from the Bay Area to begin with because you don't usually get over here until about now. So we don't even turn the radios on until a little bit later. Usually occupied with quite a few of the valley stations and down south. So we just bide our time rather than listen to all of that. But there you go. And I'm curious, is it the opinion of everybody that lives in the valley in California that all of us that live over here in the Bay Area are aligned with the left? Is that really the opinion? Over?
Well, that's no, I don't think it's their opinion. I don't think they've made any assessment. That's my assessment. Not all, but enough of them. I know Ed is for sure, and so is the AB6SR. He told me one day he doesn't agree with us at all politically. But otherwise, I don't think anybody else has voiced their opinion. I just noticed that the Bay Area has gone very quiet. I had nobody check in on 6 meters the other day.
Oh, well, I can't explain 6 meters, but, you know, it usually runs pretty late, and some of us have other things to do. But okay, all right. Well, don't forget about us right-wingers that live over here, too. 73s for now, K6, K6MYC, W6P.
226 is here.
Oh, there's 226, and I'll let you, if you want to say hello to Jim, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, W6PQL from WA60IB. Good evening.
Did you copy Ken at all there, Jim?
No, I didn't hear Ken at all. Is he low power?
You copying him, Ken?
Well, I copied him real fine. He was S9 plus, but he's faded out now real quick.
Funny fades.
Hey, good evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Fred. Booming signal here, and you can say also hello to Ken and whoever else may be over here. We got quite a gang over here tonight. How you doing, Fred? KD6SOK 507 K6MYC. Go ahead.
Doing okay. Just want to say hello to Jim and Ken. I hear you flying. Coming in really good. Good signals tonight. So back to you, Ken. KD6SOK.
Well, good evening, Fred. Yeah, nice signal over here too. I'm surprised I didn't copy PQL that well for some reason. He was good and then he went out, but you're solid and strong. Good to hear you. WA60IB.
Thank you, Ken. Well, have a great evening. Talk to you later. All right, Mike, back to you. KD6SOK.
Okay, and I thought I heard JNN in here, so let me just see. WB6JNN. Did I hear you, Jim? I could swear I heard him. Who was that?
Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November India, whispering into the mic that idea for SSP. What, 1090?
1090. Good evening, Gary. Good signal. Carry on.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I want to let you know I've heard everybody. I heard Ken, not very loudly, but I heard every single station this evening. My daughter and I are still in the middle of dinner, so we won't hold it. Let Frank know I heard his 2-meter beacon very nicely. I'm still trying to find the 440 has not, 432 has not come in yet, but the 2-meter came in quite nicely this morning. Anyway, that's it for here. So send me free to you and all the net. K6MYC to AB679.
Okay, very good, Gary. Thanks for the report on the beacon. Frank will be glad to hear that. 432 is on. They're both on the same mast, and he continually raises them so the antennas are every time he works on them, they go a little bit higher in the air, which helps. He does have a ridge line to get over. It's very slight, but there is a ridge line from his location up in the direction of the Bay Area. So he has to get over that, but knife edging shouldn't be a problem and with enough power. Anyway, good to hear you. And go get your dinner there. We're waiting on ours. Our dinners lately have been getting a little later here. I haven't had mine yet tonight, and I didn't get it last night till I was done with the net. WB6WNI, K6MYC, clear. Anybody else in the Bay Area? AXX, KLY, JNN? Anybody here, JNN?
I just heard him check in.
Not hearing him. Pick him up, Ken. I'll see if I can find him.
WB6JNN, WA6OIB. Good evening. Okay, well, you're 5 by 5 here. No problem at all. Good solid copy. You got him, Mike?
Can't find him yet. He has to stay longer. Get him to take another transmission.
Yeah, give Mike a little longer call there so he can kind of find you there. I guess his beam pattern's pretty tight. I've only got 2 antennas up there, so it's not too bad. WB6JNN, WA6OIB. Yak a bit.
Can't hear a trace of Jim. Not a trace.
Okay, real good, Jim. Yeah, he broke in and he said he couldn't copy at all, not even a trace. You're about an S5 here, which is about your normal strength at this location anyway on 432, I remember. So, okay, very good. Well, you're checked in anyway, Jim. WB6GNN, WA60IB, and the gang. Okay, good night.
Yeah, he just is not there. That's a freaky one. I never found where I couldn't even get detection on him. And I went from 270 to 300. I went back and forth twice. Switched polarity, turned the preamp on and off. Nothing. Unbelievable.
Well, I'll be darned. I'm just sitting out at the 284. That's dead on him. So, and he was S5 here, but I'm lower than you.
No, I got him checked in at 285, so no problem. Good evening, Jim, if you're copying me. Sorry, I'm just not, I don't know what happened. You've been booming on all the other bands. Anyway, 7-3. Let's see if there's anybody else. We should have AXX, KLY, KB6, Whiskey, Foxtrot, Charlie also, over.
Semi 711.
There's 711 in the wrong direction, but I got you, John. Good evening.
Very good. Jim was only S1 here. S1.
Oh, you were copying Jim, yeah. So he was getting out. It just wasn't going this direction. Some kind of a weird null with the knife edge. He's East San Jose, so he's got a rough path to get over to me. Most of the time we find a way to do it, but not tonight. Anyway, John, good evening. K6, Mexico, Italy, and Fresno, K6MYC.
Good evening, everybody. K6MI.
Alrighty. WA6AXX, K6KLY, KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot, Charlie, or anybody else in the Bay Area, come now, K6MYC. Okay, nothing heard going on up to Oakley. And there's Oakley. And the 6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC.
Hey, 6MYC and 6RO, Bozo 835. Temperature range was 49 to 67. Nice day. Spring is coming. And dinner was a chicken Caesar salad. And I'm still sleeping a lot from the weekend. Too old for this. N6RO.
Yeah, good signal. A little fluttery at the end there, but very good. And the audio is much better here than 2 meters. I don't know what the hell the deal is there. That is really weird. I hear some of the same tendencies, but it's mostly your voice characteristics, you know. But just it's not smooth like it should be on 2 meters. So I don't know what the heck's going on there. Anyway, good to hear you. And one of the guys mentioned, I think it's Tom, KW6S, mentioned that he's going to get on the HF bands this weekend for another 160 contest. What's that all about? Over?
Yeah, that's the annual CQ 160 single sideband contest. I don't do it seriously, but I'll play around in it and say hi to my buddies. On the microphone, I haven't looked into the how to change the equalization on transmit, but I'm looking through the menu right now.
Hello, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah, you're extremely strong here. You're 25 over 9 here. But what he's talking about, it just sounds like you got a marble or two in your mouth. It's just a little gravelly. Other than that, it's good and solid and loud, but just a little gravelly.
Yeah, okay. Well, I do have gravel in my throat.
Well, maybe that's it. I don't know. You sound a little smoother on the other bands, though.
2 meters is what I was commenting on. I think he sounds pretty good here. I said I can hear a tendency of that gravelly sound here, but it's very minimal compared to 2 meters. I wish you'd been on last night on 2 meters, and you could have evaluated it. I was trying to get him hooked up with either you or Jim PQL, because there is a setting, and I thought, well, maybe he's in the narrowband position or something on here. And he's just searching through the menu right now. So if you can tell him how to get to that wideband, narrowband position early, Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd have to research it again, because I've been messing with so many radios lately, going through menus and stuff on my repair bench. The 9700, I haven't touched this thing in a year, so I'd have to look it up too. So he's probably going to find it faster by just trying to find it himself. But I'll take a look. I'll have to go get the manual. It's in the shop. So anyway, good to hear you, Ken. Have a good rest of the week and weekend there, and have fun on the 160 thing. WA60IB.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. Yeah, I'm looking at the advanced manual right now, but I'll dig up the basic manual and see what it says there. It's just not high on my list.
Well, I wouldn't worry much about it. If we can get things sorted out by Sunday night, maybe I can get you and Jim together. Or maybe you'll have found it in the manual by that time, if there is a change. Might just try setting the wideband position and see if that does it. Or if it's in the wideband position, make it narrow. I don't know. Or make it what we would call normal. Good evening to you, and have a good weekend. Have fun, rest up, and we'll see you Sunday night. N6 Radio Oscar Oakley, K6MYC and the gang.
Yeah, fine, Mike. Well, the problem is my navigating the menus in the radio. That's my problem. I can't find what I want to find.
It's under something nebulous. Like if you're looking for anything related to audio, it'll be under something under like DDD, DGV.
Yeah, or voice.
Or some other thing. Yeah, the latest kids that are writing the software these days have put new monikers on everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll figure it out. Or I'll put another mic on.
There you go. Well, this mic's fine here, but I hear the same tendency, but it's not near as severe. I don't know why it's so audio sensitive on 2 meters. It may be just the path. and the gravel. Maybe tonight you went with a lighter gravel set.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the bottom of it.
Okay, I had that chicken Caesar salad last night. Matt made a dandy, and it was wonderful. Tonight, I don't know what's on the plate because I haven't been in there. It's probably sitting there waiting for me. And I'll get to it after the net here. Matt and everybody is running late this week, every night of the week. He's just got so many things on his plate. By the time he gets here, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock before we get things on the table. 73 Ken, K6MYC now going to Sacramento.
Enjoy your dinner.
1179.
1179, good. Hi, Larry. KD6, Whiskey Victor Lima, right?
Roger. The name's John in Modesto. I'm surprised you heard me. I'm just running 50 watts in a single HO loop.
You're doing good tonight. Boy, this is actually, you're stronger here than you are on 2 meters. So I just wonder if there isn't something wrong on 2 meters. You're just not, you're very strong here on 432. No problem, Compian. And the 2 meter one is all over the map. And you said you also had to point over toward the mountains to hear me, which is strange. But no, you sound good here. Sorry about the handle, John. I'll get it. You're still new, and I'm still brainless here. But I've got about 200 names and call signs and numbers that I remember. It just takes me a while to lock it in. And for some reason, I had Larry, and you didn't correct me last night, I guess, when we talked. So if you hadn't corrected me, I would have had it right tonight. Over.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you call me Larry. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think you're doing most of the work, but you're sounding really good tonight.
Well, this is an ICOM 9700 running about 50-60 watts into a W6 PQL amplifier that makes about 800 watts. That goes through 300 feet of feed line up to a pair of 40-element cross-polarized Jaggies. So there are 40 elements on each antenna, 20 elements vertical, 20 elements horizontal, and I have a pair of those up there at 100 feet. So I guess you could say I'm doing most of the work, I guess. If you've got a whole loop and 50 watts on your end, you're right about it.
Oh, yeah. No, you're sounding good there, Mike. Thanks for the check-in. Have a good evening, KD6WVL.
Okay, and thank you for checking in so regularly here, John. That's John from Modesto. Anybody, Jim? Ken, are you copying John in Modesto?
Oh yeah, just loud and clear. He's about maybe 10 over.
Yeah, he's our latest Bozo member. He's 1179, by the way. So say hello and get acquainted.
Yeah, good evening, John. WA60IB, Oscar India Bravo. Ken here in Clovis, just about 8 miles as a crow flies south of Mike there. So you're sounding good. Over.
No, thank you. Good to hear that. Nice to meet you. All right, I'll sit back here and listen. You guys have a good evening. 86WVL.
Okay, good night, John. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, how about you, Rob? Are you copying John over there tonight?
I can just barely hear something in there. Can't get a good copy on him. I've been searching around there. Over.
Okay, well, he's running 50 watts in a whole loop, but he's doing well here for me, so that's good. All right, John, there you go. At least you got into the Fresno area beside me. Ken's got a nice setup down there in Clovis as well, but he's on the flatland and I'm up in the hills. Sometimes there's big differences. We had a guy tonight, one of our regular check-ins in the Bay Area, I could not hear at all. And Ken had him S5, and another station in the Fresno area had him at S1. So conditions can do some strange things here. Good night, John. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you Sunday night. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, Modesto, K6MYC, clear and going up to Sacramento. And I don't hear anything out of Clear Lake. And N1 PPP, Clear Lake, N1 PPP, K6MYC. Well, I hear you, but very weakly. Let me get a little more toward you. Dennis, go ahead, 86.
Yeah, I don't think you can things up this way to Mike. I'm not very loud, but I can better hear you. Over.
I didn't get that, Dennis. You're still very weak and very much, maybe a little off frequency or very busy.
I was just waiting for you to get your antenna this way, Mike. WB6I, so Bozo 86 checking in.
Well, I got that, but yeah, you're just not. I went back and forth across you. There's no peak anywhere, over.
Yeah, I'm hearing you just fine. Ken was very, very loud up here. Just conditions, I suppose. And my rotor is out of service, so I'm kind of stuck in one direction on the antennas right now.
Yeah, where are you pointed now? Toward me, or are you going off toward the Sierras?
You know, but how about this, Ken? I might have a problem with California, I suppose. You're very, very loud up here. Good evening.
Yeah, you just drifted off frequency. You went way down in frequency.
Yeah, I was trying to turn the mic where you wanted there. We got closer to you now.
You're too low in frequency. Bring it up a little bit.
Okay, hold test 1, 2, 3, 4, WB6 ISO.
There you go.
Dead on now. You're dead on.
Okay, thank you much. Appreciate it. Check in Bozo 86. Thank you.
You're sounding good, Dennis. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now I know what your voice really sounds like. WA60IB. Have a good week.
Thank you much. Yeah, I got a problem with my darn rotor up there. I got to get it fixed. I'm kind of stuck in one direction. So, anyway, thanks for doing. Take care. You're 5'9 plus. Very nice signal up this way. Over.
Well, what direction is it pointing right now?
God, I don't know. I'd have to go out with a flashlight and look.
Oh, okay. Well, don't do that. You might trip and fall. Don't do that. I was just curious what direction it is. But all of a sudden you just popped up. The first couple of transmissions you were way down, and now you're a good 10 over 9. So, okay, WB6ISO, WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Can't take care, buddy. WB6ISO. 6.
Okay, no check-ins. I guess the guys in Clear Lake don't check in anymore on this, Ben?
I haven't heard him up there. I haven't talked to him there, Mike. And like I said, my rotor right now is giving me that fix. I'm kind of stuck in one direction with the antenna, so I get the rotor fixed. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, I called them here on the way over this way, but I'm also talked to Ken, which is not that far from Clear Lake in terms of antenna pointing, but they haven't called in for some time. Dave usually calls me, or he used to call me quite frequently when it would peak up for him, but I haven't heard him lately. All right, just good to know that you're still on 432, so I'll keep paying attention for them until you get the rotor fixed. And when you do, you can tell them they can always check in direct. They may just have to wait, but I usually have five minutes or so where I'm pointed generally in that direction, and then a little bit more time when I'm pointed toward you there. And they're sort of split between Oakley and Sacramento. There's only 20 degrees difference in there, over.
Yeah, I realize that, but it sure makes a big difference because when you're pointing towards Ken, I can hear you, and when you move the antenna off of there, you're really going down in the dumps. So, I think you're going to have better luck getting up into the Clear Lake area, somewhere halfway between where Ken's at and then here in the Sacramento area. But anyway, I hear you fine now. The loudest one up here, of course, that Ken guy down there. Boy, he really blasts through here. He does good.
Who is that?
That Ken OIB guy, yeah, he's very loud.
Yep, well, he's in the flatlands, and I think he has a clearer shot up the valley to you. I go over some hills, and so I have some knife edging towards Sacramento there. And on this and 2 meters, it's kind of weird. Okay, 7-3. Let's see if I can hear Bill in there. Bill should be here tonight if he got his radio. He told them yesterday on the internet, on email, that his radio should have been in this morning, and he was hoping to have it back up and hooked up tonight. So let's see if he's there. You might give him a call too, Dennis, if he doesn't respond to me. KO6, yeah, KB6 Whiskey Fox. No, that's not right. I'll get it right. KO6KD. Bill, go ahead. K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Hello, Dennis, and hello, Ken, and hi, Mike. KO6KD back on the 9700. It's still got a problem on 2 meters, but anyway, hopefully you're hearing me okay here now.
Well, I would think that you've got a problem in your shack, and somehow you're missing the analyzing. You're not analyzing it correctly. You've probably got a problem in the shack there.
Well, I'm sure that's exactly what everybody's going to say, but it's not the case. Because no sooner did I, what am I trying to say? I turned the thing on. It initially came up with only 3/4 wattage, and then I bumped it, and then bingo, it went up to full power. Everything was fine, and then right after that bump, it dropped out again. And so now I'm back to only 3/4 power. It's acting all weird again. But at least I have some power output. The last time it quit altogether, 0 power output. So, and this is before I hooked anything else up. It was strictly the power lead and the antenna. So, and it's the same antenna that I was talking to you on last night on the sideband, so on the other radio. So, no, it's not me. It's the radio. I don't know why I can't seem to get anybody to understand that there's an intermittent problem with the radio. But no, they always want to point it back to me. So, anyway, I'm here now, and thank you very much. And hopefully this will be, I'll be able to keep working. I'll limp it along. Maybe I'll sell it to somebody for $1,000. KO6KD number 776.
I would report the condition by an email to them so it's documented. Tell them exactly what you told me in a couple of sentences, 3 or 4 sentences. The sequence where it came up and then it went down and it went up and went down and never has come back, but it's running 3/4 power. I would document it on an email, so if you ever do send it back or somebody else does, they won't ding you again for the $100 because they clearly haven't found it. Anyway.
Not only did they not find it, they didn't even search for it. All they did is plug it in and say, yeah, it's working fine. And it did it briefly. Why didn't they leave it on? Why didn't they stress test it for, 5, 10, 15 minutes? But no. Just, it's working fine. Took a picture and that was it.
Well, I don't think they would do that, particularly when you have an intermittent like that. When you claim it's not working and they do, we would never do that. I know that, and I don't think any logical technician would not run it through a hard bump on the side of the chassis, pick it up and drop it on its front nose, on its front legs from a couple of an inch up or so. Make sure it's stable, and then tap it on the side with your hand or something. Do something to it. And wiggle the connector on the back. Make sure it's something like not a broken solder joint right there at the RF connector. That's almost what it sounds like to me.
What radio is it?
9700.
Oh, I'll be darned. He sent it to ICOM and they didn't fix it, huh?
Oh, they had 2 different technicians look at it, and neither one of them could make it fail. It just doesn't make full power. It didn't make any power for a while on 2 meters, and then he's got it back now, and it's making about 3/4 power over.
Wow, I'm sure sorry to hear that up there, Bill. Sorry. But I was just curious what kind of radio it was. That should be, boy, they should be better than that with those things. The 9700's been their bread and butter for quite a while now. Okay, KO6KD, WA60IB. Good to hear you, Bill.
Yeah, nice to hear you too. I would have thought that they would have done more for it as well. And I don't think that it's unreasonable to do the 2-tone test where you inject the 2-tone signal into it and you let it, you have it on for 1 minute, off for a minute, back on for a minute, off for. I don't think that's asking too much. I don't think that's. I would think that would be part of the basic testing. But no, they just went to FM, keyed up, I got power output, and took a snapshot, sent it back to me, and took it on. So then that was the end of that. But anyway, enough said. I'll talk to you in the morning if you'll be around. 7-3 for now, and I'll get out of the way. Good evening, one and all. KO6KD.
What mode are you testing it in most of the time?
FM.
Now, what happens on sideband when you whistle it up? Is it inconsistent there, or does it do something different?
Well, when it quits altogether, I get nothing out. Nothing at all. And it's just zero. There's no power output at all. Period. Zero. Nothing. In fact, as the ALC even acts weird. As you're increasing power, the ALC goes up. But when you get to about 60%, 65%, boom, the ALC drops off, and you get no more power output beyond that. It only goes up about 70%, and that's it. It won't go any further than that. So, and that's only on VHF. So I don't know. They whatever. It's there's an intermittent, and they're not willing to try to find it, and so that's just it. Like I said, I'll find somebody who'll give me $1,100 for it. Yeah.
I'm not clear on this now. You said you're getting no power out now on sideband, but it's making 75% on FM?
Oh, good Lord. No. When it acts up, when I sent it into ICOM, I had zero, nada, zip, no power output on the VHF, FM, sideband, RTTY, AM, nothing, no mode, no happy, nothing at all, over.
Okay. Now that you got it back, it makes 75% power on FM, and it's working. Is it working normally or about the same level when you whistle it up now? Over.
I have not tried it on sideband since I got it back. I've strictly been on FM. I didn't even get the thing plugged in and hooked up on the bench here until just about an hour and a half ago. So I have not tried it since I got it back on sideband. I'm sorry.
Well, I would do that and whistle it up hard to make sure you're up to. And you can watch the ALC, of course, while you're doing that and see if it's acting the same way as it did before on the ALC thing.
Yeah, and for some reason, I'm not able to get my Leo Bodner thing to work right either. It shows it's synced with the satellites, but this damn thing's drifting like crazy, too. I don't understand what's going on. So, like I said, I'll find somebody to give me $1,100, and I'll just give it to them. I'm not in the best of moods right now because I spent 4.5 weeks and $100 for nothing. So I could have taken that $100 and gone over to Jack in the Box and have a lot more fun with it. Over. And nobody's here. KO6KD7, everybody. KO6KD, QS1.
Are you guys going to go off frequency? Is that what you're doing? I can't hear Dennis all of a sudden. Dennis has gotten so weak, and you're so weak I can barely hear you. Over.
Take care. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
You guys had a good double.
That was a double. I didn't hear. I couldn't hear Dennis at all. I don't know what they're doing, and I guess Bill was weak and going down to a point where it was almost unreadable.
They said they're going to go over 215 and talk more, Mike.
All right.
XSRR.
All right, good deal. Must be above the inversion here or something tonight, because Bill was just not very strong. He's stronger on all the other bands in here. All right, anybody else on 432? Let me go up a little bit and see if we can get KR6MR. How about you, John?
He just checked in with you.
KJ6KFB. Go ahead, Darren.
Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756. Mike, you're a little bit off of me. Hopefully you'll find me. Boy, I know it's a long haul and conditions aren't that great tonight, it sounds. Well, back to you.
Yeah, I found you. I was pointed up toward John. You're a very good copy here with your 20 watts now. KJ6KFB 756. Good evening, Darren. K6MYC.
Good evening, Mike. Boy, so sad on the 9700. We're going to have to figure that sucker out. At any rate, you roll over to John. KJ6.
very good. Let me go up to John now. John, make a transmission that's long enough because I got to tune the antenna across you and find you. KR6MR, K6MYC.
This is KR6MR, Bozo 759, checking in to the Bozo Net to K6MYC. Okay. Yeah, you can hear me. That's good. I can hear myself. Let me turn the radio back down. The hand club up here has picked up some 23-centimeter equipment, namely a Downey microwave RF amplifier model 2370PA and a bunch of antennas and phasing harnesses, and they will be selling them at a flea market here in a few weeks. Over.
Yeah, I missed the first part of that. What's the microwave equipment for?
23 centimeters, 1296. A Downey microwave amplifier model 2370PA.
Okay, and it sells, it makes how much power? How much power out, John?
Well, I can really hear you, Mike. Boy, this is a horrible idea. But we will follow up with this Sunday night, over.
Yeah, I can't get it. Ken, can you copy him?
Yeah, he's having trouble with you too. He said he'll see you Sunday night.
Well, I wanted to know what is the power output from that microwave equipment from down east.
Yeah, Mike wants to know what your the power out is for the equipment from down east.
I can hear some faint comments about power out. It was mentioned there's a hot 400 watt
Yeah, you dropped out. I saw you on the upset. You said you don't know, so I guess you're just guessing at it.
Who is selling it? Is it his equipment or somebody else's? Well, I guess we've just lost John there.
That's a 6 whiskey.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, I hear you, Paul. K6WIS 637. Go ahead, Paul, and I think John's asking for you also. Over.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6NYC in the group, K6WIS, Nashville Foothills. Propagation is on the upswing right now, Mike. Sometimes you're just below the noise level, but sometimes you get up to S5, so huge QSB swings. How copy me, over?
Yeah, you're fine. Once I point at you, but I had to have you on there long enough to get you. But you're very Q5. But John's trying to call you. I think John said Paul or something. So pick up John and see what he's got for you. Over.
Yeah, okay. Switch break with Mike. Hi, John. KR6MR, K6WIS. No problem receiving you. You're 5 by 9 plus. Over.
Roger, Paul. K6WIS, KR6MR. Also 5 by 9. I just wanted to let you know that I did hear you because mine, very, very bad copy with Mike. I do have more information on this amplifier. Downey's microwave model 2370PA. It's listed at 65 watts out, 12 volt power supply. Over.
Okay. I missed. You said it's a 1296 or 2370PA, 65 watts out. I would have guessed 70 watts out since there's a 70 in the model number, and runs on 12 volts DC. I got it there. Thanks, John. 73s for now. Back to Mike.
Now, does somebody, whoever's selling it, do they have a price for that?
Mike's asking what the price is, John.
I'm copying John.
I don't know what the price is. I will
for sale there, John. Yeah, so back to you there, Mike. John does not know the price of that amplifier, and it also for sale is a 23 centimeter quad array of antennas with phasing harnesses as well.
Okay, who is selling? Who is it that's selling all this? What's his call sign?
Okay, John, Mike is asking who is selling this equipment. What is his call sign, over?
It's the club, the ham radio club up here. The equipment was donated to the club. The club will sell it. An individual at the club that is familiar with it, I'll know more in a day or two.
Okay, I got most of that, Paul. I got most of that. Donated to the club, and he'll know more in a few days. So we'll look for him on Sunday night. I'm copying John about 80% of the time. He's Q4, so I'm getting everything now 100%. But he's coming on a different path. I'm pointed toward you, peaked on you, Paul, and that's where John's coming. He's not coming from his normal direction. Over. Did you get that, Paul?
Yeah, K6NYC, this is K6WIS. Your signal dropped down to S1 or below. You're only about a 3x1 or 3x0 right now, Mike, over.
Okay, well, you're Q5 here. You're Q5 here, over.
Okay, things picked up a little bit. You're about a 4x2, 4x3 right now, over.
Okay, well, I got everything that John said, so thank you very much for the relay. Thanks for checking in. Thank you, 73s, Paul. Thank you, Paul. K6 Whiskey, India Sugar in the group, K6MYC.
Okay, fine business, Mike. Thanks for checking me in, and I wish all you guys 73s and out of here. This is Kilo 6 Whiskey, India Sierra.
73. Anybody else before I go toward Nevada? K6MYC?
Yeah, I guess we doubled K6WIS, WA6OIV. Just wanted to say hi, Paul.
Oh, hi. Good evening, Ken. WA6OIB, K6WIS. You're about a 4x1 right now, a 4x1, but you have been loud. It's just terrible QFB conditions right now, over.
Yeah, well, I'm having some difficulty, too. I'm getting those hits from up north, getting the radar hits from up north quite a bit. So, anyway, I can copy you about 90%. No problem, really. 73, just wanted to say hi. K6WIS, WA6OIB.
You're back up strong again now, Paul.
Okay, roger, Ken. Thanks for the contact. 73, K6WIS is clear.
Did you get the fact that you're strong up here now? He's just not hearing well. I can't figure out why I'm hearing so much better than everybody's not hearing my extra power, Ken. That's strange. Anyway, Paul came way up at the end there.
Yes, he did. He popped right up. But, yeah, I'm getting a lot of hits from up north. I don't know if you are, but you should be. We're about in the same direction from the source up there.
Whenever I point towards Sacramento, I get the pop stuff. I've got the blanker on in the 9700, and it takes care of most of it.
Yeah, I had to turn it off because of some distortion, but mainly from you because you're so strong. when I'm looking at you and you're 50 over, I got to turn the blanker off.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Okay. Well, let's see. I think I talked to Daniel last night. You and I talked to him, and he said he would be there tonight on 432, so let's give him a try.
Yeah, I'm game. And hi to Rob up there. I haven't said hi to you tonight yet, Rob. Good to hear you.
Okay, thanks, Ken. WA6OIB, KM6SR. I'm barely hearing the guys that Mike's talking to there, over.
Yeah, that was Paul up there, yeah. Okay, WA6OIB, pointing up towards Reno.
north toward Nevada looking for Daniel. KE7UQL, KE7 Uniform Quebec London. We'd also enjoy hearing N7 Whiskey Tango if you're there. But Daniel, I wonder if you're copying KE7UQL, K6MYC in the Bozo group. Over.
Well, here is 272. This is KE7UQL. Over.
Yeah, in here like a ton of bricks. Good signal. Good to hear you. Thanks for being there. Ken's here too. And maybe some others with that strong signal. Rob, did you copy him?
Yeah, I got him way down there, but just barely. How you doing, Daniel? KE7UQL, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR. Hello there, Rob. We've got you good signal. Over.
Roger. Yeah, you came up loud. Good copy now there. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, hi, Daniel. KE7UQL, WA60IB. Yeah, good Q5 copy tonight.
Good loud signal from you as well. Over.
Yeah, you're only about an S7, but the noise is quite, since I pointed away from the source over there, up towards the source of the radar noise up there. You're pretty good right now because it's quiet up your direction. Good to hear you. KE7UQL and the gang, WA60IB.
He went away.
Oh, I'm still here, Mike, waiting for you. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, he turned it back to you. I was waiting for you to pick it up. Very good. Well, you worked three of us down here tonight. That's not too bad. Conditions to Sacramento are horrible. Everybody in Sacramento was all warbly and screwed up, and Placerville and Sacramento and Meadow Vista and all those areas, just awfully up and down and dropping out and all that stuff, but you're very steady. So the path to Nevada for me is much better. Hi. Good evening to you, Daniel. I'll see you Sunday night, and I guess you haven't heard Larry on here. I think Larry's antennas are still twisted, and even though all he has to do is rotate in this direction and look for us, he doesn't seem to want to do that. They're not out of alignment with respect to each other. They're just out of alignment with respect to his rotator. But apparently Larry's just not wanting to do anything right now. 7-3, good evening to you, Daniel, and have a good weekend. KE7UQL, Carson City area, kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo Net.
Nevada. We're trying to hold the net open for you. Here is KE7UQL. We're on a little fade. We're on a little bit of a fade, so we'll stand by. KE7UQL standing by.
Yeah, no, you're rock solid in here. You just came up out of the fade like gangbusters there. 7-3, Daniel.
Okay, 7-3. We'll look for you on Sunday. Over.
Adios, Daniel. WA60IB.
WA60IB, KE7UQL, 7-3.
Yeah, and we heard your comment about holding it together for us for 432. Thank you for your effort. Bye-bye.
7-3, Daniel. KE7UQL, KM6SR.
KM6SR, KE7UQL, 7-3.
Yeah, so you're exactly on the reading line for me. Your station is over.
Were you calling us or are you calling Daniel? Daniel, listen for K6 Whiskey India Sugar in Placerville. Listen for Whiskey India Sugar, Daniel, over.
Roger, standing by.
Go ahead, Paul. Give him a call. Give him a call, Paul.
Okay, I'll copy you, Mike. KE7UQL. This is kilowatt 6 Whiskey India Sierra on the bounce path. I'm pointed southeast to Fresno, and hoping my signal is going to bounce off something up to you on the other side of the Sierras. Any copy there, Daniel? Over.
well, I guess we're done, guys.
All right, well, I know I am. I'm pooped. Been a rough day today. Did a lot of outside yard work, a little pruning and this and that, and the cleaning up, yard cleanup, and all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I'm pooped. WA6OIB. Gonna call it a night and get in there and relax a bit.
Yep, we'll do the same. Good night to you. I don't think Aaron was in here earlier. Are you still listening, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. You've been so quiet.
You guys have been busy.
Yeah, okay. Well, good evening to you. Thanks for running the thing. And it looks like we got to about 80%. It's down a little bit now on my batteries, but we got plenty of batteries. Looking good, even though it's been very hazy. We had some sun, intermittent today. It would come out and then it would go away. It's a relatively dark day too. Boy, when it was overcast, it was really dark. We overslept this morning till about 9:15, 9:30 before it even woke up. So it's a dark day. 7-3. Over to you, Rob, for a final. Good evening to you, Ken. Thanks for coming in and helping out. I was sure at a loss with Jim over there, JNN. WKM6SRR and the group for a final. K6MYC, clear and closing but listening.
Okay, Mike, KM6SR here. Looks like we got about 25. I don't know what your count is, but I'll send you a list as normal, and also to Ken. And good to hear you on there, Ken, WA6OIB, Q73, and to you too, Aaron, 1079, K6 USY, 73.
We got 25 also. We're good.
Hey, that's good when the numbers match. Yeah, good evening, Aaron. Yeah, I really thought that trailer picture that I sent you of the tower trailer was kind of cute. It looked like it'd be a nice work for somebody, but not for you, I guess. It might be a little bit of a hassle, but it was just too cute to pass up.
Yeah, no, it looks like a neat project for somebody. So I'm kind of interested to see if we can find somebody that can fit that. But yeah, I'd have to have a bigger gate into my backyard to get that, somewhere where I could actually use it.
Yeah, well, I thought that for taking it out, basically, yeah, when you want to go to your potas and stuff like that. Anyway, it would be fun. It's only 30 feet, but it sure is cute. Anyway, but it's available, and we'll see if we can't find a home for it. Anyway, but I thought of you right off the bat because I thought maybe you might want to use it for some of your excursions. It's kind of cute for that.
What was that again? It's a travel trailer. Judy was asking how much. She may be interested.
No. It's a tower. It's a small tower trailer. Little electric winch for a 30-foot mast and whatnot. So just a cute little ham tower trailer.
Ah, okay, very good.
Yeah, she couldn't live in it. It'd be pretty tight.
Yeah, right. But what are you selling it, or who's selling it, and what are they asking for it?
No, it's from an estate. I don't know if you knew Dick Vaughn. He had VAC Electronics here.
What do they want for that thing?
Really not. Basically, they want to work something out. They've got two other towers that need to be taken down, and if somebody will take the towers down, they just give them the trailer.
I gotcha. Okay.
Hey, Ken, WA6OIB, KM6SR. Is that the one that the propane guy was talking to Mike about?
I doubt it. I don't know what you're talking about. No idea.
Oh, it's a lady that my propane driver said he knew a lady whose husband passed away about 8 months ago. It was a ham down near Sanger. It wasn't in Sanger, but some little town, Mount something down there. Is a little town called Mount something.
Yeah, she's not called. Nobody's called for that. But no, this is Dick Vaughn, an old friend of mine, and he had VAC Electronics here in Fresno for years and years. But anyway, he passed away. I guess about 2 years ago, maybe less, a year and a half, something like that. Anyway, the family wants to get the two antennas down and get the tower trailer out of there.
Okay, very good. On a side note and a different note, Jerry at SSB Electronics, or used to have SSB Electronics, Jerry Rodsky, passed away about 2 weeks ago. And another one also, K7 Bravo Victor, K7 BV, who was, I guess, took Skip Margelli's place at Yesu. He passed away also. Did you guys know that?
Oh, goodness. Oh, I didn't know that. I knew who you're talking about, but I did not know that he passed away, too. Wow, they're dropping like flies.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah, I've had two close people pass away in the last 2 weeks. So, man, I'll be doing nothing. Going to funerals next month.
I'll be darned. All right. Well, good night, all. I just thought I'd pass that on. I've got a call from the plant. Robert heard about Rodsky, and I guess he mentioned K7BV. I know the guy sort of, but I can't place him. I know where he worked and all, but I don't know how much interface I had with him. But the call sounded so familiar. I must have worked him a lot of times, but he must not have identified himself. Was he over in Vegas or something?
I think so. I'm trying to remember, but I remember him at Dayton. I ran into him at Dayton.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, he's another one that's a silent key. So, yeah, like you say, they're dropping like flies, Ken. At this age, I guess we can expect that. 7-3 all. Good night again. Good night, Aaron, Rob, Ken, K6MYC, clear. Bye-bye. And Judy says 73 and 88 stall.
Okay, we'll see you all later. Good night to you too, Judy. And, yeah, okay, and good night to you, Aaron and Rob. WA60IB.
Yeah, good night, guys. I'm gonna go get more exercise. I've been in the car again today. I was down in Lake Isabella for the second day in a row, so yay, lots of driving.
Oh yeah, I got microwave equipment down there I have to maintain once in a while, so we're very familiar with the place. Yeah, we shoot down there out of top of Breckenridge, down into Lake Isabella there. Yeah, interesting area. There's some interesting things going on around there. WA60IB.
Yeah, our location down there is fed with microwave, and we go up to was it Alta Sierra, and then over to Breckenridge, and then down into downtown Bakersfield. So we have a 100 meg link all the way in there because there's no fiber or any other. There's like I'm pretty certain they just have a can and two strings up there, and that's about it.
Yep, well, the same thing. We shoot up to Breckenridge and then over to the same spot, and down into the we basically feed the cable head in there with Univision. That's how I get Univision down in there.
Ah, okay. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, it's an interesting part of the state and interesting community, and those people like living in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they're in the right place then.
Yeah, as long as the dam doesn't break, right? Alrighty, we'll catch you guys later. And we're going to cut the people loose on YouTube. K6USY.
Okay, 7-3s. Good night.